there, Star Wars collectors. Welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video and welcome to another episode of opening Star Wars figures in lockdown. Although, to be honest, in the UK right now, we're actually coming out of lockdown. Restrictions are being lifted and things like that. But just want to give a shout out to my American friends. I do know that it's potentially becoming a bit of a problem out there again. So I wish you all well and hope everything's okay. But for now, we're just going to be opening some more figures because it's fun to do that. And once again, I do have my son with me, little Bosk. He loves opening these figures. And this one here, he's been going on and on and on at me because he just wants this figure so bad. I think it's got something to do with the fact with the playset that was recently announced, the carbon freezing playset, which has obviously had a bit of criticism. I'm not overly keen on it. It's a bit bland and a bit plain for me. And when I asked my son his opinion about it, what did you say about the playset?
I thought that the freezing chamber stairs were not that good, and the original vintage collection one was a lot more better.
Oh right, so when you say the vintage one, we've got this book. This is the 2005 Collector's Guide, and so you thought it was going to be more like that, didn't you, Harry? So it is a bit of a shame, and I didn't know what to expect with the playset really. What we got is certainly, I did not expect that, but at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't going to be something like the Power of the Jedi version, because that is a proper kids playset in my opinion. You can probably only get maybe 2 or 3 figures on it and then it's absolutely full, and I'm not really too interested in too many play features, but I do agree that it was extremely bare and it just didn't have too much going on with it really. But that's enough about the playset. I just wanted to give you my son's little Bosk's thoughts on that. When he first saw it, he wasn't overly pleased with it either. So for both adults and kids, I think they haven't really hit home on that one, to be honest. But right then, if you like this video, guys, don't forget to drop a like down below because that really does help the video and the channel. And we're going to open these figures for you now. Okay, as I mentioned, we do have a few figures to open for you today and take a look at. We've got 2 30th anniversaries. We've got a Revenge of the Sith line figure. And we also do have an Order 66 2-pack, which is going to be awesome because I've wanted to get this figure out of the packet for ages and ages and ages. So, as we can see, Han Solo with torture rack. Now, this would have been awesome in the playset, just underneath perhaps in like the torture room or something like that, just to give it a bit of extra play features. But this is the 30th anniversary. As you can see on the back of the packet there, we've got the other figures that you can get in line. And there's a picture of the little set there. So this is going to be awesome. So my son really wants this one. So when we open it, he's going to get it. So let's open this right now. All right, as usual with the 30th anniversary, you get a collector's coin. And here's the Han Solo one. You can see him on the torture rack there, which is pretty cool. And on the back, you've got Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and the Rebel Alliance symbol there. So that's pretty cool. He'll want that. Harry, there you go. All right, let's have a look at the figure. Now, this is pretty awesome. So it's going to lay flat like that. And you would just move that down to give him the torture effect. Look. That is pretty cool. Decent looking figure. The face is a bit dodgy because it's supposed to mimic him in pain, isn't it? Which is a bit dodgy, but it's not too bad. I think it's a pretty good figure, and I do like this little play feature that you get with it. That's awesome. So as I say, something like that in the carbon freezing chamber underneath, perhaps in the torture room or something, that would be pretty cool. The figure is going to be able to be removed from this because you can just undo these little pegs here and here and here, and we can get Han Solo out of the torture rack. And I think this is one of the main reasons why my son wants this figure, isn't that right? Because you haven't got a Han Solo in Bespin outfit, is that right?
Yeah, I have got a Bespin Han Solo, but he's not bendy. So this time I'm really excited because this one's bendy. Oh
yes, of course. You've got the 5 POA one, haven't you? That came with one of those other sets. And you do have him in the 6-inch line as well, don't you? Have the big one, but you do prefer the 3 3/4 inch figures. But he's got lots of articulation, so you do want those bendy articulations. So there you go. He even has ball jointed elbows. So there you go. There's the head sculpt on there. Bit of a weird Han Solo, that one, but never mind. It's all about this really. I think that's good. You're going to enjoy that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right then, let's get on to the next figure. All right, so next up we have the Order 66 set. This was a Target exclusive, and I've wanted to open this thing for absolutely ages because, as you can see, it does have Commander Bo in there, and he is obviously part of the 501st. So he's going to go very nicely in my 501st Legion collection, if you like, that I have got going. I'm building that army, and you also get a Darth Vader in there. We're going to check him out and see how good that Vader is, but just looking through the packet there, I'm not sure if he's going to be a very good Darth Vader. But these little tubs here of the Order 66 are really, really good. I wish they would still do this kind of thing. Very nice indeed. 2 half-decent figures, and obviously Commander Bo there. Let's get that figure out and check him out. All right, so here is Commander Bo out of the package. And what were you going to say about him, Harry? You were going to point out something that you noticed?
Commander Bo almost looks like Commander Bly.
He does. They are exactly the same mould or sculpt, whatever you want to call it. They've got the same gun, same everything pretty much. But obviously this one's yellow because he's the 327 Star Corps, and this one is the 501st. But he is going to look amazing next to Commander Apo and Captain Rex and the Airborne Trooper and all the 501st troopers that I have in my collection. He's going to go very nicely indeed with those. I do love these clones. I love the Phase 2 armour, as you know, and the colour scheme for the 501st is just the best one in my opinion. He does come with his 2 pistols in the holsters there, as you can see there on his like skirt thing. Pretty awesome. Great looking figure, very nice indeed. Very nice to come in that 2-pack. Now, also in the 2-pack, you do get this Vader. Now, you guys are going to let me know in the comments section below if this is a repack Vader of any description. He does have full articulation. He has ball jointed elbows and knees and everything. I'm not too fond of this here, this little strap or chain for his cape. It's not great, that at all. And the helmet sculpt looks like he's permanently looking up into the sky. If you look up there like that, and it doesn't seem to give you much range on that at all. You can just do a swivel. There's no way you can sort of make him look down or anything like that. So he just constantly looks like he's looking up in the air, which is a bit weird. But let me know your thoughts on this Vader, because obviously I've never seen this Vader outside of the packet before, and I haven't looked on any sort of action figure resources of whether he's a repack of any description, so do let me know. But that's the Order 66 2-pack, so we're going to open up the next 30th anniversary figure now. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at this Jango Fett from the 30th anniversary. Now, this one's a little bit different to the vintage collection version in that he has his sleeves rolled up here and he doesn't have those spikes on the arms, which I really have never liked in terms of the vintage collection figure. I'll just show you that now. So if we just quickly look at the vintage collection one so you can see what I'm talking about, he has these like spikes on his gauntlets, and I've never really liked that because obviously he only uses them for a very short period in the movie when he's sliding down the thing in the Attack of the Clones. Apart from that, he never really has them on there, does he? So that was always a bit off for me. So I'm going to open up this one, and this is going to be my loose Jango Fett. But again, let me know in the comments down below whether I should try and get one of these loose if this is the more superior figure. But we're going to check this one out anyway and get him open. As always, you get the collector's coin. There you can see Jango Fett, Bounty Hunter, and obviously we've got Attack of the Clones. And we've got the Mandalorian insignia there, which is pretty cool as well. So, but I don't need to give this coin to my son because he does already have this figure loose himself, don't you? And what are you going to say about this Jango Fett? What are your thoughts on him?
I think he'll be a great figure for my dad's collection, even though I've got it for my collection also.
You think this is going to be a good one for my collection, yeah? Is he going to look good?
Yeah.
In the cabinet. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at him then. Comes with his jetpack. Oh, there's like a nice hole in the back of his poncho there, so we can have the jetpack on. And then we can put his helmet on as well. So I'm just trying to think about the armour on this guy. There you go. Oh, he does have his armour. So I think that is screen accurate, right? He does have this poncho on at some point in the film. And I do remember having his sleeves rolled up when he was talking to Obi-Wan in the chambers sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not sure whether he had his full helmet on with this on at the same time. But again, you'll have to let me know in the comments if I'm correct about that. But he looks like a decent Jango Fett, and I think just like if I take the helmet off, You know, maybe we can have him holding his helmet like that, possibly. Facial sculpt on this one's a little bit dated, as you can see. Doesn't look massively like the person it's supposed to look like, but it'll do until I get myself the vintage collection one, if that's what I need to do. But possibly maybe this is a figure that needs updating. Let me know in the comments.
Also on this figure, he can take his knee pads off.
Oh, okay, so he can take that armor off, so he would essentially look a bit more like he would do in the chambers when he's speaking to the cloners. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So you can have them in 2 different ways. All right, awesome. Okay, thanks. And the final figure we're going to be opening up today is the Palpatine figure from the Revenge of the Sith line. Now, the reason I wanted to open up this figure is because I think it's a pretty decent looking figure. And also you get a separate head in there. So you can change the head over when he basically electrocutes himself, or it rebounds off of Mace Windu's lightsaber and deforms him and whatever. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think on the back here you can see here, and I'm really interested to see what that head sculpt looks like. I've got a lot of these Revenge of the Sith figures in my loft in a box. I've never ever opened them. It's one of those things that you just pick them all up when the movie came out, and essentially I've just never really opened them or had them loose particularly. So we're going to get this guy out and we're going to see what he looks like, and hopefully he'll look pretty good on display. All right then, so here is Palpatine out of the package, and you just wanted to say something that you've noticed about this figure, didn't you? What were you going to say?
I'm really disappointed about because he's got a blue lightsaber instead of a red lightsaber.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I find that really, really odd. Why has he got a blue lightsaber? From what I can recall, I've never seen him with a lightsaber in his hand unless it's his Sith lightsaber, because that's when he obviously shows everyone that he has force capabilities and things like that. So I think that's a bit weird. Maybe it's Anakin's, possibly. But also these figures did come with a little action pose where you press his feet in like this, and he does that with his lightsaber. I'm sure my son's going to enjoy that, but it's not really for me. But the best thing about this, as I mentioned, is that he does have a interchangeable head and hands, and I really wanted to see what the deformed head sculpt looked like, so we're going to change him over right now. Okay, so I've changed the head and the hands, and as you can see, that isn't actually a too bad sculpt. I quite like that. He looks proper evil there, doesn't he? But that's at the point where he's obviously changed and he's talking Anakin into, you know, converting to the dark side and what have you, and names him Lord Vader. Pretty decent. And also he comes with these lightning things which you can clip onto his wrists like this, so you can do his whole ultimate power thing when he gets Mace Windu. And I'd imagine these are going to go a bit funny as well with the legs. So there you go. That is weird. But yeah. So yeah, it's just the whole blue lightsaber thing. We're not really sure what that's all about. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. Have they just got that completely wrong, or have I just forgotten something that was in the movie? And yeah, it's just completely slipped our minds. Alright then guys, that is it for this video. Thank you for joining myself and my son. We have been opening figures in lockdown, and we've opened 4 pretty decent figures today. And I hope you enjoyed the video.
Bye.
See you later.